Gogo Bathini Mbatha number 1 locksmith. Today we are talking about healing. It's a process. Let me start by apologizing for being absent in this platform, and thank you very much for people who keep on checking on me if I'm okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I promise this gap will never happen again as long as I'm still alive. Today we're talking about healing. It's a process. Because the time I was not in this platform, the time you were longing for another positive content, I was in that process of healing because I also need help. I'm also a human being. I also go and consult. And when I'm given something, it's a process even for me to overcome any challenge that I'm facing. So today we're talking about healing. Often people, they think that healing, it's a process only on the medical doctors. But when it comes to traditional help, they have this belief, Yoguti, it means they can do whatever they want. It's just a healer, things should happen very quick. I want to see the results now. You give somebody something and you say this thing is going to help you with A, B, C, D, E, and the question that they'll ask, how long will it take for me to see the results? That is a very disturbing question, to be quite honest. And I don't know if other healers will agree with me, or it's a very dodgy, disturbing, and immature, if I may put it that way, but though in the positive way, thing to do. And because you come, we start the process, or through consultation, then I tell you, these are the problems that we're facing. And after I've told you which are the problems that you're facing, I will then say to you, this is what needs to happen. After what needs to happen, it is now entirely on your side in terms of, are you going to do as I told you? However, if you're going to do whatever I told you to do, and you keep on calculating to say, it's been 3 days, finish this process, I don't see results. And other people, I normally tell people to say, please come for a follow-up after 3 months, because we don't have years to wait at the same time. However, there are problems that requires some years for you to be grilled, for you to come back a better person. And that is entirely not up to me in terms of the time frame of you being healed, because I will give you what I strongly believe that thing will help you. If I take umuti, that's why we have different kinds of muti. Those who have been at home, they will know, which we have a storeroom just for muti, different types of muti, different countries that I source them from, for different reasons and problems that you guys or we are facing as a society. Each and every muti represents itself. There are mutis that are quick to work. There are mutis that they still want to find out all themselves in terms of what is the problems. I'll give you a typical example especially for isiZulu language speaking. Ingoduza. Ingoduza, when you use ingoduza, when it gets into your system, it looks for the problems. It looks for a problem that is beyond, or that is the same as the one that you thought that I have a sore here, it doesn't heal and everything, and then you use that, and Inkutuza deals with that. And you cannot expect Inkutuza to work. You put it now to work now. Then what happens after that? You get somebody to say, his stuff is not working. Because if you don't have patience when it comes to healing yourself, you are going to move from one person to another, from another to another. At the end of the day, you are going to go and say thank you to the wrong person. Because you are really confused. You don't know who really helped you. So I'm saying you must learn to stick to one person and give them a reasonable time frame for them to help you. Again, somebody is asking themselves, how much is time frame, Gogo? How much time must we give it per person? I don't know. I don't know what you are seeing. I don't know whether are you observant enough. Do you look around yourself? I don't know how much you have spent in self-introspection to know exactly what is the problem, so that you can be able to identify if there are changes, whether positive changes or negative changes, whether it's getting better or it's getting worse. That will all depend on a self-introspection of saying to yourself, my problem is here. Remember, when we're talking about a problem, we're talking about a problem that is at the face line here. The problem is what you see every day. I don't see money. I'm sick all the time. I always get involved in accidents. I can't keep a relationship for more than 3 months. Whenever I get a child, we break up. My marriage is on the rocks. My businesses are failing. You need to do a self-introspection to know what is it that is wrong with you. There's nothing called, Gogo, I don't know what is wrong. You don't know what happened for that thing to be wrong, but you definitely know what is wrong in your life, because it's your life. You can see it. We don't see it. And you must remember, when you go to the healer, we see things spiritually, and most of the things that we see spiritually is things that you haven't seen with your naked eye. But I would like, as a healer, to know, what do you think is a problem on your side? This thing of people assuming that you mustn't tell your healer what is wrong. Yes, even if I start by consulting, I'm going to tell you what I see spiritually. And most of the things I'll tell you that this is what is happening in your life. It's either you confirm or you deny. It's okay. You confirm or you deny, it's okay. However, you need to know when on your side to say, okay, Gogo, I've heard you, I'm agreeing with this and this and this, I disagree with that and that and that. This is also what is happening in my life. Only to find out that I have mentioned that, but with my language as a healer. So then I'll take you back to say, remember when I said you have this, that is exactly the same thing that I was talking about. Then you say, oh, Gogo, now I understand. Now we're moving to the right direction. Or sometimes what you are mentioning for real, I can tell with no, I didn't say that one. But now, because we are not being shown everything that is happening into your lives. Whoever healer that say they can tell A up to Z what is happening in your life, good. I'm not saying there's no one who can do that, but I cannot. Me as a healer, I cannot tell you 100% what is wrong in your life. I can tell you whatever percentage, but you are the person who can make it 100% by saying, Gogo, also this and this and this. Because when you are here for help, you are not here to test how deep I can go. You are here to resolve your problems. At the end of the day, you need to open up to me to say, Gogo, this is another thing that happened. It's like somebody who has lost their jobs. No, things just went south, Gogo. I really don't know what to do. You have stolen. You were fired, maybe for whatever, maybe sexual harassment, stealing, fighting at work, absconding, being bullied at work and everything. Tell me, maybe you have a problem that I didn't see that needs me to speak to you. Gogo, my marriage is on the rocks. What? Maybe it's because of you are an abusive individual. You don't want to listen to somebody else. Gogo, at work, I'm not in a good shape. I'm not in a good space. People don't like me because maybe your attitude, it makes people not to be. It makes the work environment not to be conducive enough to be shared with you. Simple. Then we need to get into that in terms of how I can help you. I need to give you things that to say, okay, for you for this environment to change, for you to see people being okay with you, tell me what kind of a person are you? For this to be healed in your body, what food do you eat? For this wound to be healed, what are you using? How often do you clean your wound? What is it that you are using? Sometimes people have these wounds that you end up your leg being chopped off because you didn't know how to take care of it. You have always relied on medical doctors or whatever. So whatever reason might be, it's a process. It's a process. Now let's get into what bothers most of us. Most of us. Money. Money. And most of us, if not all of us, we want to see the results tomorrow. Healing is a process. Not being able to maintain, you seeing your businesses and everything, which means you need to be healed financially. Financial healing. What is it, Gogo, that I need to do? Gogo, things are not going well. This is what is happening. This is what is happening. Most of the time is because we want to see magic happening to our lives. We think everything is lotto. Even lotto, you win lotto when you are lucky enough. Gogo, all I want is Mutu to win lotto. Gogo, all I want something. Gogo, I'm tired of group. I'm tired of what. I just want something that will make my life boom. The next thing, if that thing doesn't happen, Gogo, I need a refund. The reason we have problems is because we undermine the power of traditional healing. How many times have you heard a person that went to a medical doctor for a headache that doesn't stop? And they will tell you that they've been to more than 15 doctors, specialists. More than 15 specialists. When I was in India, I've met this other guy. He's Indian as well. He said, no, it's rare to see, a black person in India. Yes, they are, but yeah, where are you from? A very, very jolly individual. I said, no, I'm from Mpang. Oh, I know Mpang, and I'm from Devon, blah, 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 And then he said, he didn't ask me why I'm there for, which is I respected that. And then he told me that, no, my parents were born here. We normally came here to see my grandparents, which is they've also passed on. But I'm here for a headache. I have a problem with headache. So that's why I came here. There's a specialist and everything. Then we exchange numbers regarding that so that I can know that person. I've called them when I was in India, and I've just told them I'm not there for that, but I just wanted to introduce myself. And it was a nice conversation that I had with the lady. Where I'm going with the story is he left Durban, he went to India to get help. And one thing that is very, very, very important that he said, things of this old woman, they take time, but they work. It's a process. I've started, I've been here for 2 weeks now. He said I must be here for at least a month. But Tina, we go to a healer and you complain about a headache and you want the headache to stop immediately. Because you don't know how deep it's your pain. You just hear pain, but you can't even tell, you can't even listen to it, how deep it is, so that you are able to monitor it if ever the bar is going down, you are getting better. It's slowly, but you are getting better. Healing, it's a process. Let's learn to be patient. And another thing that is very, very, very important that we always ignore, and we do our level best to ignore it. I don't know why. I don't know why. Really, I don't know. But we do our level best to ignore it. Is to monitor. Is to be consistent. If you are told you need to do something once a week, you need to do A, B, C, D, E, or A only once a week. You need to do this, you need to do this. How many of us can raise their hands and say, I've done it all exactly the way? There's two ways of done it all. Let me quickly do this and then let me see. Let me do this. I also believe that my life will change for better. There are simple things, there are simple healing methods that are out there. But sometimes when you give it to a person will say, you say I must use what? Vinegar? Really? Just, you mean vinegar, white or black vinegar? You say black vinegar. Just a vinegar, this thing will be removed. So you say, yes, it will. Because that person has been referred by somebody whom I've helped with muti. But when they come and then I prescribe vinegar, then they say to me, vinegar? Hey, Gogo, hey, it can be. Or you are saying that with your heart. And then when you get outside, they say, no, they didn't want to help me. Right. When you start the process of the healing, make sure that you remember ukuthi you are doing it for yourself. You are not doing it for somebody else, you are doing it for yourself. It's up to you if you are going to listen to what I'm telling you, especially on what I saw spiritually. So that what I saw spiritually, you can see it physical to say, hey, Gogo, I remember you've mentioned this. Yes, this thing is coming to me. Sometimes we are given simple things to do, but we don't want to do them. And it's exactly what was going to help us. And when we do them and they help us, then you say, I could have done this the first time he told me to do this. I wouldn't have went through other things that happened after he told me this. Why? Because you don't want to accept ukuthi it's a process. But healing, we're not talking about healing a wound. Healing inside you. For the lost parent. For healing for a breakup. Healing for a divorce. Healing for a closed down business. Healing for anything you may think of. It's a process. And allow that process to unfold itself in a positive way. I'm not saying that stick to one person even if you see that things are not working. But the question is, Gogo, how will I see ukuthi if I can stay here, things will be better? Your inner voice will tell you. If you are being honest with your inner voice, if you're being honest with yourself in terms of saying to yourself, Gogo, I'm willing to do what it takes for me to be okay. I've helped people who came here who have never had kids. And doctors have said, there's nothing wrong with your womb, there's nothing wrong with your sperm, but we don't know what is happening. I've helped them. I've helped people who have never worked after they've left varsity. They've never worked. They've been getting reject letters left, right, and center. That's why in 2023, we reduced the price from 2,500 to 5 rand in order my ancestors and I to accommodate those who really don't have. But in that year that we have charged 5 rand for people to get jobs, we had lesser people compared to when people were paying 2,500. Why? Because people, they think the more you charge as a healer is the more they are going to get healed. Not all the time. There are things that I charge a very high amount of money, even if I can see one person in 3 or 4 years, it's okay. But because whatever that it is, which I won't mention in this platform, I know how does it work and how it's going to help that particular person. However, it doesn't mean the little that I say to you, you must go and do, is not going to assist you. The few that came in 2023 for jobs, for the job seekers, and if 99% of them, they are working. Those who didn't get a job, they came this year. They are still coming this year to say, hey Gogo, I just came here to give you yet another feedback. I couldn't come after 3 months because you know about my finances. I'm still not working. Then I get to plan B, because there are other plans without them paying. I've never chased somebody here without them paying. However, I'm not inviting people to say, go to any healer, they must help you. No, you won't go to a medical doctor and just knock, you get there and say, I have a headache, I will pay you when things are fine. I saw those questions on social media many times. Many times. Can you do this, and then when it works, I will pay you? But you will never tell a medical doctor that, because you think medical doctors are the only people that are educated. That's what you think. Because you haven't even done your research on finding out how many well-educated traditional healers are out there. How many? You don't know. Many traditional healers are very much educated. Very much educated. But you don't know. When you think because somebody's wearing beads and everything, chains, or even if somebody doesn't wear anything, but you hear that they are a healer and everything, you think those people, those individuals, maybe they should understand your situation. You'll never go to a traditional medical doctor and say, I'm here for this process, but yeah, this thing has been bothering me for long, and now I'm tired of paying. I'll pay you after you have done this operation, and if I'm healed, I'll then pay you. Why? Because you don't understand the healing. Maybe the doctor that performed that surgery to you, they've told you, avoid A, B, C, D, E. You didn't. Then things went south. You go to another one. They want to perform the same thing. And then you say, whoa, I'm tired. So today, we are starting with simple things. Healing. Because there's a topic I wanted to talk about. But if people don't understand the healing part, it's a problem. You heal somebody. They come here, you sit down with them, you heal them. Today is a Good Friday in South Africa. It's the Easter weekend. I've met this young guy. I went to work at his home, and I told him to say, okay, here's your muti, and I want you to stay away from alcohol for 3 months. He refused. He told me straight in front of his parents, no, I'm not going to do that. My friends are coming from Joburg and everything. We're going to have fun. It's the Easter weekend. We're all going to have fun. However, he wants to be healed. How is that possible? You tell somebody to say, for this thing to work on you, abstain from sexual intercourse for this particular time. Abstain from alcohol or any substance you may be taking for this period. They refuse. They don't want to. They don't want to. That is the same person who will say that healer he doesn't know what they're doing. There are things that we don't want to let them go, and those are the things that are destroying us. Then yet you say, what healing are you referring to? I have a couple that divorced because the wife told me straight in front of the ex-husband to say, he does not use the scope the way you told him. He does not. He said he'll do it every Tuesday. He does not. Actually, on Mondays, he doesn't sleep at home. He goes to his girlfriend. He's always drunk and everything. He insulted and everything. He once took it to the river. He wanted to throw it. I had to beg him. They divorced. Because of what? The truth. You come, you looking for help. However, you are not willing, absolutely not willing, to what? To sit down and wait and go through the processes that you've been told to say you must do A, B, C, D, E, because you want things to happen now. Healing, it's not a movie. You are not acting. No one is acting. There's no script that as long as you can say the script, you'll be getting right. No. Allow healing to take place by doing what you should do exactly how you were told. Then you will see progress in your life. Then you'll be able to say, okay, now I've done A, B, C, D, E. When you want to ask for new information from your healer or new ways or other ways, you go there with your clean heart to say, I did everything. This is what I've analyzed is A, B, C, D, E. You can't go to the healer and say, Angbonanga lutho. Nothing happened. You can't. There's nothing like that. You can only say that if you haven't analyzed yourself. You haven't done a self-introspection to say, what is the problem? I'll stop there for now until we meet again. Extremely excited to be back in this platform. And let's go. Remember, we also do now a telephonic consultation. I want to touch a bit on that. I heard somebody saying on the social media, this thing of telephone consultation, it's a scam. They are robbing us. I heard it on social media. And I know the lady who said that. The guy, I don't know him, but the lady who said that, I know her very well. The other one, the guy, I don't know him. And I want to explain something very briefly. I'll hear from you if you want a full video on what I'm going to say now in few minutes. We work spiritually in all platforms, whether social media or whether at our temples, whether Emakosin. If you come here for consultation, I'm going to find out what is happening with you spiritually. Spiritual, I'm going to find out what is happening about you spiritual. There's no ancestor that will fall from the ceiling down here and tell me to say, this is a problem and everything. So whether you are here in front of me, whether you are where you are, I can tell you what is a problem where you are. As long as I can hear your voice, as long as I can see you, I can tell you what is wrong that is happening in your life. Gogo, when did you start that this year in 2024? Because all along I've been asking to be able to connect. I couldn't. Not that it was not existing. I couldn't. And I've always encouraged those who want, or rather refer to those who wants to be helped telephonically to other people who can do it telephonically. Because I understood, yes, it can be done. I went to India recently, I think about 3 or 4 weeks ago. As I was using bones then for consultation. As I was throwing bones, I couldn't understand. I wasn't connecting the way I was supposed to connect. I was using this size of dice within my bones. I had 2 sets, and I was also using this size of within the bones. I couldn't connect until I had a dream of my grandmother throwing bones down, and I saw these huge dices, and I said to myself, I've never seen this. Then I went to this toy shop in Malon in India, in Mumbai, and I've explained to this old man, and he couldn't understand. Then the son was showing me dices from a Monopoly game, and I said, no, I do have this size, although they are cream white. It's not like your red and green. And then the old man called me on the other account and said, this is the size I have. I said exactly, this is what I want. Then I connected. So this is the size that I use when I do the consultation when I'm abroad. This is the size that I go with. Now I know, I didn't know. However, whenever we do consultation, we connect with ancestors spiritually. So it doesn't matter where you are. I can do my consultation with somebody in India, in Dubai, in Kenya, in Botswana, wherever, because they are going to talk to me spiritually. It's exactly the same. The way people, when they do a telephonic consultation, they are using the same powers, if not more, when they are at their places. So if you don't understand something, do a research. If you are lazy to do research, please keep quiet. Do not criticize anything that you don't agree with. If you don't agree with something, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It doesn't mean. I've never, you can check all my videos, I've never criticized how other healers work. I've never criticized that, because I'm focusing on how I should heal people. And I need to respect how other people are healing. The help that I'm getting when I go for healing is totally different of what I do when I help people. Why? Because whoever that is assisting me, he's assisting me the way they work, the way they are gifted in their own space. I do the same. The way I work is the way I've been told to work this way. If you need another video talking about spiritual healing over the phone, you let me know. Gogo Bathini Mbatha #1 locksmith. Remember, I'm also available in Soweto as well, in Naledi. Those who wants to make a booking for Soweto, we're using one diary so that we don't have a confusion. On issue of telephonic consultation, we do it on Thursdays only. I do it once a week on Thursdays only, because on that day I sit and do telephonic throughout the day only. I don't move, I don't go anywhere. I only strictly do telephonic, so that, because sometimes, you know, I'm with person, I check the time, oh, I was supposed to call Spanban and everything. It disturbs my connection with the person who's here. So we have time for that. We have time for Soweto. We have time for Empangeni. Whoever who's outstanding with whatever that I've promised them, please contact the office. I've just came back from India. Let's see what we can do moving forward, so that at the end of the day, both of us, we are happy. You're happy that you have paid and you got what you've paid for. I'm happy that I've given you what you were expecting. Let's do that. Tawazan.